We looked at the educational histories of these individuals. In fact, we even got their transcripts through high school, and those who attempted college, we got their college transcripts with their permission. And although I can't go over every little tidbit that we found in the histories of these individuals, you can read my book on adult ADHD for all of those findings. You can see here what we found. Education was the most impaired domain if you had ADHD. And although ADHD is going to interfere with other major life activities, this is the big one. And there's a good reason for that if you just hark back to this morning's lecture. Education, more than any other aspect of life, requires deferred gratification. And deferred gratification is what ADHD can destroy. So no surprise, it would be the area of life that most taxes delay of gratification. That people with ADHD would find themselves to be the most impaired. And you can see here that it was a substantial percentage of patients had experienced these various outcomes. We found that a third of our adults with ADHD never finished high school, which is 3 times the U.S. average of failing to complete compulsory education. Now, when we look at the school as well as the work domain specifically, and we interviewed our adults, right, we found that in the work and school environments, the inattentive executive deficits were far more impairing in those domains than was the impulsive and the hyperactive deficits. We did find, however, that the emotional impulsiveness, however, was quite specific in predicting how many jobs you would be fired from in your life. So that your executive deficits are determining how poorly you might be doing your job, but your emotional impulsiveness is going to predict whether you get fired. So the 2 symptom dimensions of ADHD have somewhat different correlates over time and predict different risks and outcomes. But mainly in school and in work, it's the executive deficits, as you see here, that are resulting in a number of complaints that our adults with ADHD voice to us about how they were suffering in the workplace, and especially the impulsive decision-making. Now, there were additional concerns as well, difficulties following directions, frequently changing jobs out of boredom, usually with no other job to go to. They just up and quit, right? I just didn't feel like working today, so I told my boss to shove it, and now I'm home, all right? Now what do I do? Okay, it's very, very common to see this inability to bridge this. Okay, I don't like this job, but maybe I should have another one lined up before I finally tell my boss what I think of him.